Battlefield 6's Battle Royale mode just got some big news. DICE just shared this massive update coming from the Battlefield Comms Twitter account saying Battlefield Labs community updates Battle Royale testing. In a nutshell, it sounds like DICE and the community that is part of Battlefield Labs will be able to play and test and give feedback on Battlefield 6's BR mode very soon. And they just dropped this information out of seemingly nowhere, so I'm gonna get you guys caught up and I'm also gonna share my thoughts and opinions on this as well. So let's get into it. It starts by saying this week we begin testing a new addition to our Battlefield universe, a Battle Royale built on Battlefield's unique DNA. The information and feedback from players in Battlefield Labs will be incredibly valuable in helping to refine and deliver this experience. The details below are intended to help players understand our philosophy for this mode and to provide context for participants in the upcoming Battlefield Labs test so they can jump right into the action. And then it says Battle Royale the Battlefield way. We see a great opportunity to infuse the core Battlefield pillars of class-based squad play, tactical destruction, and vehicle combat into the Battle Royale genre to create a high-stakes and adrenaline-pumping gameplay experience. This is Battlefield's twist on the classic formula, so you can expect to find all of the core principles of Battlefield taking place within this mode. Gadgets, explosives, destructible environments, and vehicles can all be used to secure the win. And then it says Battlefield at its core. And here's the key elements players can expect in this test. When it comes to the map, Battlefield is no stranger to epic maps, and this all-new map has been built for the Battle Royale experience. It features a diverse array of tactical points of interest, each with distinct layouts and themes that offer unique gameplay opportunities. For vehicles, players can find common transport vehicles around the map and even unlock powerful armored vehicles to turn the tide of battle. If I'm remembering correctly, I think they did that in Battlefield 5's Firestorm as well. The intent is to offer more ways for players to traverse the map early on in a match and to create interesting combined arms action in the process. Next up, tactical destruction. Destruction will be everywhere in this mode. From creating pathways through walls to toppling buildings, we look forward to seeing players' ingenuity with destruction and how they will use it to defeat their opponents. After that, we have squad play. For this test, each match will feature 100 players, organized into 25 4-player squads, fighting to be the last one standing. Communicating with your squad through pings, text, or voice chat aims to boost the experience and enhance their tactical options. And then lastly, they mentioned second chances. Between the support class revives and mobile redeploy options, there are multiple tools to keep your squad in the fight. Okay, so real quickly, I do want to share my thoughts on this section because there's a lot of really interesting information here about how the BR is going to play out. Let's start by talking about the BR map for Battlefield 6. I feel like it's probably going to be pretty solid, especially after playing the open beta. I didn't really have too many issues with the maps, aside from the rooftop glitches on Cairo. But as long as they can find that stuff and then fix those glitches and keep people from getting into weird spots, I do feel like overall Battlefield for a very long time has had a very solid grasp on making good big maps. And I would assume that the BR map for Battlefield 6 is probably going to be pretty solid too. But when it comes to specific details about the Battle Royale map for Battlefield 6, you guys might remember that there was this teaser video that was shown, and we do kind of get an idea of what the map could be like. Just based off of the overall environment, you know, it's nice and sunny outside, there's palm trees, it looks like it could be taking place in California. But even though in these shots it's nice and sunny and it looks nice and vibrant, it also kind of makes me think of Iberian Offensive from the Battlefield 6 beta, which took place in Gibraltar. And you guys might have seen some clips of people, you know, doing launch glitches and flying into the air and stuff. And from an overhead view, it actually does make me question if Iberian Offensive could just be one smaller part of the overall Battle Royale map for Battlefield 6. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Now, when it comes to vehicles, they did mention common transport vehicles. And in the teaser video, we can actually see someone driving around in a golf cart, which it would be hilarious if someone managed to get a win or get some road kills while using the golf cart. But realistically, I would at least hope that some of the common transport vehicles are things like ATVs, even the Jeeps, or possibly even like dirt bikes from Battlefield 3. Now, we did see a helicopter in the teaser video. However, I'm pretty sure that's just a transport helicopter. And I'm not exactly sure if they would consider having full-blown attack helicopters as playable vehicles in the BR. We'll just have to wait and see. But there was a tank rolling in, so that's definitely going to be part of like the Battlefield DNA and their BR mode. So yeah, I would be curious to see if DICE is considering adding more vehicles like this and have them be playable in BR. I don't think there's really too much to say about tactical destruction. I mean, we saw how it was in the beta, and it's just going to basically be the same in BR. But in the squad play section, they are talking about player counts, and it sounds like it's going to top out at 100 players. Now, granted, this is all just for the Battlefield Labs testing, and I'm sure they can refine the player counts or change things based off of feedback. But I would be curious to see if DICE is considering testing for solos, duos, and trios as well, since that's pretty commonplace when it comes to BR. They do mention having support for pings and text as well as voice chat, but I'd be curious to see if they might consider adding prox chat into the game as well. And then lastly, when they're talking about second chances and the support class being able to revive people as well as mobile redeploy options, I'm really curious to see if this might lead to players just by default choosing the support class because, you know, obviously reviving your teammates is going to be extremely helpful and important, and that could end up being really bad for class diversity if everyone just defaults to playing support and not wanting to play anything else. But we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. In this next section, they're saying that this is the deadliest ring in Battle Royale, saying we set out to bring the most dangerous ring in gaming to Battle Royale that instantly kills players upon contact. With urgent warnings as the fire approaches, soldiers will be pushed into more intense firefights as the game space continues continues to shrink. There's no jumping in and out of it, no using it for cover, no walking through it. If you get caught in it, you are done. We're excited to see how the ring affects the pace of the game and how it creates spontaneous showdowns. This is very fascinating right here. It's pretty much a staple in every other BR game that when the circle closes, eventually it has to be shrunken down to basically nothing. However, if you have a gas mask or something similar, depending on the game, you can maneuver. You can try to survive longer, and there's some back and forth, there's some counterplay there. But at least at the time of making this video and recording this, it sounds like they want to try something different. I feel like this could be a very interesting mechanic as long as it forces players to, you know, not just camp and hide and do all kinds of weird stuff, and instead, you know, just fight each other to the very end. Obviously, since I haven't played this mode, I don't know exactly how it's going to turn out or how it will play, but it does at least sound pretty interesting. Next up, they're talking about classes, training, and traits. Each squad gets to plan and choose which of the classes they will bring to the battle. From a balanced squad of all 4 classes to a focused squad that's all one class, your team will use the unique strengths and weaknesses of their class to adapt and overcome the unique tactical scenarios they encounter in the BR experience. Once a match begins, players are not able to change their class for the rest of that match. So right off rip, that's going to be pretty crazy. If an entire squad wants to just be support and keep reviving each other and stay alive, they can do that. I do like that they're allowing for some flexibility there, but at the same time, if support ends up being the crutch class, it could be kind of a concern. But I'm trying not to get too ahead of myself. They say players start the match with 2 default gadgets from their chosen class. During each match, players level up by earning XP through a variety of methods, such as defeating an opposing player. You get an XP bonus for finishing off a squad or by completing missions. They also say be on the lookout for intel cases. Finding these is crucial as they will provide XP to the whole squad. So basically like XP crates in Warzone. As players level up through their class's training, they will gain access to new traits that enhance their chosen class and give both them and their squad a tactical edge in the match. One example would be the assault class being faster in equipping an armor plate, which makes them harder to defeat in their next or current firefight. Okay, so yeah, that is a pretty decent trait that assault gets. And they're saying in Battlefield Labs, we'll be watching how players use the classes to build the most effective squads and how their unique traits contribute throughout each game. For example, just how critical is the support class's supply crate for maintaining ammo? Or how effective are the engineer's abilities when using or fighting against vehicles? But for this next section, they mention the arms race. Throughout each match, players will explore the map, complete missions, and battle for loot to define their arsenal. There are 5 tiers of weapons to loot along with attachments. You can get throwables like frag grenades, gadgets like RPGs, strike packages like an airstrike, armor, upgrade kits, and custom drops of favorited weapons. These items can be found across the experience through general loot crates, class-specific crates, unlocking armored trucks, mission rewards, or looting defeated enemies. That sounds pretty solid. It sounds like there's going to be some pretty decent loot out there. They're saying missions will have squads try to complete objectives that offer extra rewards to gain a competitive edge over their opponents. Tasks range from unlocking high-value caches to planting explosives to eliminate mission-critical targets. Mission details will outline the available rewards like a weapons cache, vehicle key, or mobile redeploy unit, leaving it up to each squad to decide if the risk is worth the potential reward. Once the mission objective is complete, rewards are airdropped in, so squads should stay alert for others who may attempt to steal them. So yeah, it basically sounds like bounties in Warzone. These missions are crafted to challenge your squad's teamwork and reward precise execution under pressure, with the potential to shift the momentum of battle. Loot, armor, and how players engage with missions are key to the flow of play, and we can't wait to see how players connect and push these areas of gameplay in Battlefield Labs. And lastly, DICE says drop in. Testing this new mode and all of its features with the community is the true power of Battlefield Labs. We are excited to hear about players' experiences as they explore the ins and outs of this BR done the Battlefield way. We look forward to sharing more details after the testing is complete and we've reviewed the feedback from players. And then at the end of the post, they have links to their Discord server as well as the Battlefield Labs website where you can sign up. So yeah, that's the blog post. There's a ton of information here. And real quickly, I do want to share my thoughts and opinions on this with you guys. This is not Battlefield's first rodeo when it comes to Battle Royale. They did try this with Firestorm in Battlefield 5, and honestly, I thought the mode was okay. In fairness, back then, I just didn't really like or vibe with Battlefield 5, so I didn't stick with the game itself, so I obviously didn't stick with the BR mode. I thought it was okay for what it was, but if I'm not mistaken back then, I believe Battlefield 5 released around the same time as Black Ops 4, and both games made the same mistake of not having the Battle Royale mode be free and separate from the main experience. And it's like, dude, I know people would like to see a Blackout 2 happen, but it probably won't because there's so much emphasis and there's so much focus on Warzone, especially because Warzone is available as a separate free-to-play experience. And that is where I'm very curious to see how DICE might handle this. Is this Battle Royale mode that's being tested in Battlefield Labs only going to be a part of Battlefield 6, or is this going to be a free-to-play separate mode that will also be supported and available in other games? Kind of like how Warzone has been implemented and integrated ever since 2019. Because look, man, even though Battlefield 6 has a lot of hype and a lot of people are looking forward to the game, I will say this. The core Battlefield audience probably does not care that much about this BR mode. But as long as DICE can properly support both modes, then it could be a great addition that broadens the appeal of Battlefield to more players. But again, we have to be cautiously optimistic about this because, especially as a COD player, since Warzone being tied to the main Call of Duty games has caused so many issues over the years, and honestly, it's too long to mention all of them here, even though all of this information does sound interesting, it could potentially be a red flag for the future of Battlefield if they don't handle it well. And I do think the big difference maker here is Battlefield Labs. It is a genius program that is allowing the community to give DICE direct feedback and let them know, like, hey, this is good, this is bad. And unfortunately, when it comes to Call of Duty, we just don't have anything quite like that. So we can't really give nearly as much feedback and try to shape the experience to make it the best that it possibly can be. But yeah, Battle Royale for Battlefield 6 does sound interesting. I'm curious to see exactly how it's going to turn out and how it will be implemented in the full game. As far as it goes for Battlefield Labs testing, I have signed up and I would love to be able to play and experience this, but obviously I would not be able to record and share it with you guys because they have NDAs for all the Battlefield Labs stuff. But since we're here talking about Battlefield 6, I did want to let you guys know that I got accepted into EA's creator code program. So if you guys are looking to buy or pre-order Battlefield 6, you can use creator code MERC and it will help support me in the channel. I'm pretty sure this will also apply to the Battlefield 6 store and anything they sell in there, but this also applies to any other EA games as well, like Apex Legends, and pretty much any other game you can think of. Now, obviously, if you don't want to pre-order Battlefield 6 or if you don't want to use the creator code, that's totally fine. I just figured I'd let you guys know. And with that being said, thank you guys very much for watching. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video about Battlefield 6's Battle Royale mode. If you guys did enjoy this video and you want to see some more Battlefield 6 stuff, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys later.
Got like right around this opposite wall and I hear him.
Yeah, I got one.
Oh my god!